Hi and welcome to another KWM tasting note with me, Andrew. Today we're trying Bischofliche Weinguter Trier 2020 Dom Riesling Dry. So this comes from the Mosel Valley in Germany. So in the west of Germany here, where most of the vineyards are, along the French border. Alsace is a little bit further south if you think of French geography. So Mosel comes up a little bit further north. Mosel will be the key river in the system, and you've also got Saar and Ruhr. Now, the key geographic feature of these vineyards are both their northerly sort of location. They're like some of the most northerly wine growing regions for quality wine, but it's the steepness of the slopes in the Mosel that coming straight off the river. Some of the slopes there go to 70% gradient, which is mad to think of. You'd really need harnesses and ropes to work these things. They're so steep. Other than that, they are very important for Riesling, and their slate soils are the key feature for the wines of this region. Slate is a great property in this particular part of the world because it helps reflect heat back to the grapes and helps ripen them because it is so marginal, and it's also free draining, so a lot of rain and stuff in that part of the world will help wash through and not over water the grapes, if you like. So this is dry, which is the Trocken version. Very much more popular style of Riesling now than what Riesling in the past would have been. Would have had quite a lot of sugar typically. Fermented in large oak foeders, which are basically a neutral vessel, a bit like stainless steel, but they don't impart any sort of flavour element to the actual wine. It's all about expressing what the terroir has. So when you pour this out, it is quite light in colour, just a very pale straw. Riesling does tend to be very pale. On the nose, the first thing you'll really notice here is the flintiness, that sort of slight smoky element to it. That really comes from the slates in those hillside locations. After that, you're going to get some sort of green apple sort of elements, touch of white flower maybe in there as well. But a really sort of pure Riesling and mineral sort of character to it. Now on the palate of this, as it enters the palate, you get the very initial sense of sweetness. There's a little bit of residual sugar, but very, very little. Then it cleans out in this really sort of mouth pucker and acidity, like a squeeze of lemon on the palate. Quite light on the body and a moderate finish to it as well. So Bischofliche Weinguter, they're basically translates as the bishop's vineyards or the church's vineyards, essentially is what they stand for. They're probably a couple of hundred odd years old now at this point in time, but they express the sort of the Mosel character really, really well. If you're going to have some fish, maybe asparagus or something with a squeeze of lemon, this wine will go down a treat. And as part of, at the minute, 31 days of German Riesling in July here, it's a great opportunity to taste. This wine will be open in store over this weekend, or if you're watching this in the future, it was a long time ago. So until next time, cheers.